Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are back with an alternate future. This is episode 3, and last time the United States lost a war. Now, someone in the comments said that the US could have easily won. They clearly haven't watched the episode 1, so that's why it's important to watch the previous episodes. I have a playlist of alternate future. So, if you're new, you gotta watch the other videos because this is the third one and it probably won't make much sense because we need the lore to kind of build up and explain things. So make sure to go watch those first. Anyways, let's get into the video. We're gonna go back to the United States after this major defeat. The United States, although now it has a 4-party system, it is still politically a huge mess. There's groups of people that are nationalist, and there's groups of people that are like against this new government. Like there's two different factions pretty much. Those who oppose this government style and those who support it. I'm going to say that up here it would kind of be more supported. We see it's more supported in the east. That's because they're closer to Canada. So this is the sides of the Civil War. I guess Puerto Rico will also go. And alright, now we got the two sides to the Civil War. Now, looking at it right now, you would immediately suspect that the red would win. But note that California and Texas has lost some land, and we have some powerful states like Florida and New York over here. So let's just see how the Civil War will play out. We have the blue going on the advantage because they have more military technology, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we'll just say in this universe that they do. I'm curious IRL though. So they get the first offensive. I don't know what's happening over here. So with their first offensive, they have made it clear that they can pretty much win the Civil War if they keep their dedication up. So what's the red team's plan to win? Well, if they can knock out Florida, then that will be a major boost to win the war. So they're gonna focus in on the coast down here. Now they will have a good few generals to help the battles, and eventually they go and capture down Florida. This is a good help to their support, because now they can just control down here, and they can go into Puerto Rico if needed. That will get a major support for the red team, and they'll push in some more. So now the blue team's kind of like, oh, this might not be the best opportunity for us. We might lose the war. So now they're going to call in to the other nations. They're like, Canada, can you save us? Like, come on, man. You beat us. You beat the regular US in a war. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Like, support me. And then Canada's like, actually, I'll let this play out naturally. They go down to Mexico. Mexico, you also support this government. You created it. Come on. Help us out. Mexico, again, says no. So the Civil War must play out how it will. No external factors. The Mississippi will be a focus on the red team. I guess these are the new nationalists, or supporters of a new government. Anyways, yeah, they're gonna pretty much storm through places. And this would take years. Don't automatically assume that this would take like a few months. This would take years, potentially even like a decade or so. It's kind of hard to tell with military conflicts in the modern day. I mean, look how much happened in World War II, and what's that, 6 years? Anyways, we're going to see that, yeah, let's be honest, the red team wins. But not without controversy. There's going to be another split happening to the United States. That's because since in the peace deal, we are going to have two United States. We're going to have a more eastward United States, which is roughly getting these borders. So now we have two United States, roughly around these borders. We need a new color for the new United States. Just take this color and let's shift it over more to the green side. There we go. So now we have two United States, pretty much. We have the old United States and the new United States. They're probably called West United States. This is the West United States. This is the East, pretty much. Yeah, that's kind of weird to see that from the States, but I guess it happened here. And of course, yes, they get Puerto Rico. Because Puerto Rico would be better underneath the West United States other than the East. Just thought I'd point that out. And Hawaii would also be under the West. Whoa! The United States is not doing good in this series. I recommend that they try to get back in the game. Surely nothing else will happen while I look away. So in Central America, there's bound to be a war that happens. And this war is going to start like this. Guatemala is going to invade Belize. Not extremely controversial. I mean, yeah. Belize is going to obviously not have a chance to win this war. At least not that good. But they managed to hold out a little bit, and they're going to be like, yo, can you guys join in? Actually, it'd probably be like that, so. Now it's just escalated. We have 2 new countries in, and yeah, the front just got a little bit messier. But I feel like the blue team can just hurdle it out and punch through a victory too. This will cause Guatemala to have to reorganize their troops, which gives the blue team a bigger advantage, in at least the Belize front. But now they're both calling in an ally. The red team wants, is that Nicaragua? And then the blue team wants Mexico. Mexico's gonna stay out of this war, and so will the other country. Now this is a predicament. Which team will win? This might have to be one of those negotiated peace deal type things. But I do believe that the blue team will have some might in some places, and some places they might not have that much might. And after a few years of war, it would end up like this. They'd agree to a negotiated peace deal. The borders won't majorly change. I don't think they could majorly change here. There's this chunk of land, and they will have to divide between the 2 of them. Now, how will that be fair? There, I guess. There, Belize gained that land. Congratulations, I think this is Honduras. You gained that land. Yay, very minor border change. Whoop. Very minor border change, but yeah, it happened. What's gonna happen in other parts of the world? Let's go back to this spot in Africa, because we're gonna have a major development for the series come over here. Inside of Morocco, nonetheless. Morocco, as a defeated nation, is going to be wanting vengeance. So they are getting top-notch generals ready. With some help from modern nations, they are going to prepare a very strong military. But with only such little territory, it will be a challenge. But in a weird turn of events, they will sign an alliance with the Western Sahara, which comes at a weird time considering that they just declared war on Western Sahara. Algeria just declared war on Western Sahara. And I guess Morocco is joining as well. Let's see how this war plays out. But Morocco has an upper advantage when it comes to military, considering that they've just been increasing theirs. And with their generals, they push up towards the capital. And with a few lucky battles, they've managed to capture around the coast. Here's where they have an option to make. They could either try to force one humiliating defeat now, or just run them at a time and space to live. Because this is pretty much all that there is around here. That's pretty much all the livable land, and that's still being generous, if I'm going to be honest. So they're going to get 1 or 2 more humiliating defeats. They basically just run them out of all the land that's habitable, and they eventually surrender. Now let's see what happens here. Morocco is going to form a new form of empire, or federation, I guess. They're basically going to force a new federation type deal. These are all going to be different states inside of this federation. So if you're wondering why the borders aren't all connected, it's because they're all in a federation. They all have some autonomy, but they're all aligned together in a federation. Just thought that's a cool concept to try to add to the series, and yeah, I believe it is cool. So now this is the large federation. This would be known as the African Federation. You know, could be outside of Africa, depends on what happens, but yeah. This is the first of an empire. Yes, no. Let me know what in the comments. Is this an empire or not in your definition? I mean, yeah, they're expanding, but they all have a level of autonomy. So they can all make like their own choices. Like, for example, this one could declare war on Libya. They don't have to join, but they could if they want to. It's like, yeah, they're all together, but they're all technically not together. It's weird to describe. But Let me know down in the comments. Is this a smart move? Let me know. In other news, the Balkans has been quiet recently. That's weird. Let's have a Balkan war. So, the controversy with Kosovo would lead to a new breaking point, leading to a war. This is going to bring in the Bosnians on the blue team, but there's a bunch of Serbs in there, which means that, yeah, Serbia has more land. I'm assuming that Bulgaria would want to take some land from Serbia. I guess North Macedonia goes on the red team. This is a really cram-packed war. I'm going to assume that Croatia also joins the blue team. So, what's going to happen in this war? It is going to be a bloody mess. The Bulgarians will push into North Macedonia with the help from the Albanians and wipe out the country. They're going to start an invasion into Serbia, which will be put to a halt, as Serbia is going to defeat the rest of Bosnia and push into Croatia. So basically, the Serbian strategy is to defeat up in the west and then go down south and kind of give them a good gamble for their money. Maybe negotiate a new peace deal of some sort. They don't have to annex everything, it's just their new war strategy, I guess. So they managed to push out and connect off Croatia. They managed to capture a few good generals in their army, which means that Croatia will fall. But with that, the military gets busted open over here, and the Serbians lose track of their front in the south. But now their army is coming down south, and they give them a good run for their money. But this war will not be lost so fast. Because, yeah, the Serbians will not stop fighting until they get that land back anyways. So, someone's going to have to join the war to break the stalemate. That's just a reality thing. I think Romania is probably the best thing, but then Hungary would join in against them. This is really a Balkan war. But the Serbians would probably have known that, so they can put in some troops that they stationed up here. Romania would probably also figure that, so they'd also help out with the invasion. They'd push into Bulgaria and start sending troops down to the Serbian front. Serbian front would be helped out a lot until it goes back into a stalemate. This Balkan War is going to be known as the Great Stalemate War of the Balkans, I guess. But over in Hungary, they'd be having some more defeats, but in other places they'd have some good victories, so it's not all bad. The Hungarians would also get some lucky victories as over here, because the Romanians would be sidetracked down in the south. But with them putting more of their army down south, they can move through and connect back up the front down south. But little do they know, the Bulgarians aren't that dumb, so they managed to find a way to repel them out. This also gives the Hungarians some opportunity to invade Romania. The Bulgarians also invade Romania, just a little bit. This isn't a major thing, but while the Romanians are open, might as well try. Kosovo is going to get liberated again, and this is the end for the war. Let's see what the peace deal looks like. This peace deal is going to be a goofy one. So, Bulgaria gets this land, which is also idiotic considering that I don't think they'd actually go to war against the Bulgarians, but the Bulgarians get a win, so that's cool, I guess. And the Bulgarians get land up here. They're not going to take too much land, but a strengthened Bulgaria is also a cool thing for the series. Albania will get the rest of North Macedonia, and Hungary would get a teeny bit of Romania. I mean, it wasn't a major victory, so they're not going to get too much, but enough to make an impact on the borders in the Balkans. So this is the new borders of the world, pretty much. So let me know what you think of this video. Was it a good video? Was it a bad video? Let me know down in the comments. Also, if you wanted to give me ideas for what you think should happen next, or what you expect to happen next, let me know down in the comments. Remember, if you just saw this episode and didn't see the other ones, watch them now. And that's about it. See ya.